Rainbooms of Royalty by Triniary. Chapter 18, Dog Days.
What's the reason to you be lonely when there's other folks like you? And like birds of a feather, they all flock together too. And when there's music and there's laughter and good times that have no end, come with me and let your fur down with a friend.
Oh my freaking Celestia. There's somebody else out there who has read this fic and has actually seen Enchanted Forest. I do not believe this. There's actually somebody out there who has actually seen it. See, Trixie? I told you it wasn't some sort of hallucinogen.
Amazing.
But Trixie still says that magician's thing is still one of your hallucinations. No, I'm pretty positive it exists. Just like Journey to Melonia.
Trixie thinks that doesn't exist either.
Piggy bounced around the group, still singing happily at the top of her lungs. While her singing and laughter had saved her from the swamp of despair, she did see their freedom as a reason to stop.
Piggy!
Des groaned, her amusement to annoyance ratio somewhere at 50-50 and tilted towards annoyance.
We're not in the swamp or sad anymore. You can stop now.
Ah, but Daisy, where's the fun in that? She pouted before launching into another verse.
Come with me and let your fur down. Come with me to step inside. Come with me to learn the hoedown. Come with me just for the ride. Come with me into the bright light. Come with me around the bend. Come with me and let your fur down with a friend.
Applejack shook her head. But oh, Hallie, there ain't no stopping her, is there?
Nope. Piggy giggled. I just keep going and going and going.
She emphasized each going with a bounce. Rarity tossed her mane.
Well, I, for one, am certainly grateful for Pinky singing and getting herself out of the filthy, dirty swamp.
She shuddered as she looked to herself.
Just look what it did to my coat.
Rarity let out a low whine as she shook herself, trying to dislodge whatever remaining dirt was still stuck in her fur. Nice to know your priorities are still in order, Rainbow muttered. Rarity ran a hoof through her mane. Then suddenly, her eyes widened.
No.
She frantically ran her hose through her mane, not caring as she messed up her hair. Fluttershy looked over at her.
What's wrong? My necklace!
Rarity shrieked, looking around at the ground.
I keep it in my mane, but it's there. It's gone.
Ravendash flicked her head, her patience at a low ebb. It's not like you don't have a dozen others back in your shop. I'll even get you another one. You know, right after we're finished saving the world! Rarity shook her head frantically, face wet with tears.
You don't understand. This is the best possible thing, really, she cried. It was a gift from my grandmother after I made my first dress. It's irreplaceable.
Sugar Cream, I'm sorry, but we don't have the time. Applejack gently tapped her own hat. I know how you feel, but every pony in the world is counting on us. I'll help you look for it on the way, I promise.
Wait.
Every pony looked at Twilight spoke up.
Give me a moment.
Giants in her eyes. Here goes. Her horn lit up as she focused. All of a sudden, a white ball of magic appeared out of her horn, and zoomed back into the direction they'd just come from. Twilight galloped after it. About a minute later, Twilight returned with something clutched in her magical grasp.
My necklace!
Rarity shrieked again, but this time in a completely different tone, if not volume.
Oh, thank you, Twilight, thank you!
She guessed, nuzzling the flustered unicorn.
It's no big deal,
Twilight squeaked out. It was just your basic track and search spell. I found it right at the edge of the swamp. Or the former swamp, anyway. Ugh! Rarity threw her hose around Twilight, forcing the breath from the purple unicorn's lungs as she hugged her.
Oh my goodness, it's certainly very pretty.
Fluttershy admired the necklace as it hung in the air. It was a simple silver necklace, finely woven, and in the center was a perfectly cut gem that shone with all the colors of the rainbow, shimmering as it moved. Rainbow shied, another delay. Yeah, it's really nice. Can we go now? She heard as Rarity clasped the necklace around her neck and tucked it away in her mane.
Really, Rainbow Dash,
the unicorn tisked.
It's time to be a bit more generous when it comes to other ponies' feelings.
Des was humming none of it. Oh, come on! There's no reason to get all frou-frou and girly, especially when on our trip to a dingy forest. She didn't notice the semi-offended look on Sakura's face. Rarity sniffed. How one presents oneself to the world is important. When you show that you care about your appearance, it shows that you care about how others perceive you. That shows them that you value other ponies' opinions, and that you appreciate what they think. Rarity stepped forward, sauntering slightly, and shaking her tail. Oh, come on, Rarity, don't! Rainbow Dash groaned, but it was too late. Now I believe in looking like my time on earth is cooking, where the polka dot is striped, or even checked, with some glamour guaranteeing every fibre of my being is displayed to quite remarkable effect. From your cradle via trousseau, for your deathbed you're on view, so never compromise, accept no substitute. I would rather wear a barrel than some conservative apparel, for my dress has always been my strongest suit. Somehow, at that exact proper moment, Pinkie Pie burst out singing, completely in tune with Rarity. Everywhere, all the way, anytime, anywhere. Rarity nodded, smiling graciously as he continued her song, Pinkie repeating every last word or two per line. So bring me all my finest, most audacious, not the finest, most revealing, most expensive, and to boot, most revealing, most expensive, most arresting, most hot-stopping, most free-flowing, most eye-popping, dressed has always been my strongest suit. I am what I wear, my strongest suit. I am what I wear. You know I am what I wear. A dress has always been my strongest, my strongest, my strongest, my strongest, my strongest, my strongest suit. Rarity concluded, striking a pose. Rainbow's jaw was hanging open. Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy replied politely. The former with much more enthusiasm. All I can say is, dang that flank! Applejack shook her head as she smiled, and Twilight looked bemused. Sakura affected not to notice. She tapped her staff on the ground. Come then, let us move on. We have much further to go before this sight is gone. One by one, the ponies followed her, except for Rainbow Dash. Stock still as she shook her head. Confound these ponies! Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Rainbow Dash grumbled as she flew off after them. Their trek through the forest continued, each part looking like any other. Soon, they came to a clearing which every pony was looking forward to, a chance to stop and rest. But before they could enter, Sakura stopped shooting, causing the group to behind her stop. We must tread with caution as we cross this place, she said warningly. Dangerous things lurk beneath the earth's face. Rainbow Dash, who as usual was still in the air, looked down. All she could see was a dirt patch that covered the length and width of the clearing. Aside from a lack of grass, it looked no different than any other part of the Everfree. Pinkie Pie examined the dirt with a critical eye. Like what? It's a giant worm with mouth tentacles that go all blarg and suck you down? Or maybe it's... Pinkie Pie opened its mouth and her foot. Rainbow Dash had practically down to a science by this point. Pinkie! She said warningly, before removing her hoof. Sakura, every pony needs a rest, Twilight said, visiting. What's so dangerous about this place that we don't stop? I don't see anything. Any of us dangerous, why not go around it? Applejack asked. Their zebra guide sighed. The forest around here is too dense to go through. What's dangerous only the clearing you see before you. As to the danger, as I said, it lies beneath the ground. Something you should dread. Walk softly, and with great care and of our presence, they will not be aware. Rainbow Dash flew over the clearing, circling for any sign of, well, anything. You're really stretching it with those lines, Sakura. If my syntax causes you vexation, then feel free to employ the guide more suited to your dictation. Sakura replied airily, as she gently started walking slowly through the clearing. She walked with such great care, she hardly even felt a hoof print on the fresh earth. Seeing her example, the others followed suit. Rarity, of course, couldn't help but tossing her mane and lifting her snout in the air, as she elegantly prods across the ground. Once I stood on the tips of her hooves as she scuttled forward. Completely forgotten that she had 2 extra limbs. Twilight and Applejack were having more difficulty, especially AJ, since neither of them had much cause to sneak and creep around. Aside from when Twilight was sneaking into a closed section of an archive, that is. They were about halfway across when Twilight's hoof sank into a soft patch of dirt, and with a surprised yelp fell over on her side. Every pony stopped short and held their breath. No pony so much twitched. After a moment of waiting, nothing happened. Applejack sighed. Phew! Well, that's a relief. As she took a step, only to have a clawed hand burst out of the ground and grab her by the ankle. Zombies! Yelled Pinkie Pie and Tara. Fluttershy shrieked and froze up in fright as a hand burst up from dirt, grabbing and waving within reach. What are these things? Rainbow danced amid as he abruptly stopped flying, landed on one of the hands with all 4 hooves. Hard. Sakura was swinging her staff around, smacking the hands reaching around her. Diggers of the deep, nothing cruel, and smell of rotten hogs. A howl interrupted her as dirt tossed in the air. Hands reached out from the hole torn from the ground. Tested were long furry arms and tested equally furry bodies. 3 forms emerged from the dark. Hands raised and claws bared. Beware of diamond dogs! Chapter 19. Price in the River. Rainbow Dash gave out a challenging snort as she faced the fearsome diamond dogs. Frankly, she was underwhelmed. There were only 3 of them, and none of them exactly struck her as being all that impressive. One was decently sized and bulky, but looked about as sharp as a bowling ball. The other was so short, Scootaloo could have taken him. The one in the middle had red vests and looked intelligent, comparatively speaking, but was skinny and lanky as all get out. Their arms went disappropriately large on them, but Dash knew she could take them all on, without help. I got this! She called over her shoulder, before revving her wings and launching herself toward them. Sakura tried to call her back, but her voice was lost in the swift stream of air. An instant before she would have knocked those dogs flat on their tails, a horde of large, muscular, armored dogs emerged from below. His head first into the chest plate one of those dogs Rainbow crashed right into. Every pony and zebra winced in sympathy in the cacophony of noise that broke out when Dash's face hit solid metal. The big dog just looked down at her as the woozy paces peeled her face off his chest and slipped down to her rump.
Oh my goodness, are you alright?
Fluttershy called out, softly. Applejack hurried over to give Rainbow Dash a hoof, and defend her in case the dogs attack. The wall of dog guards led the farm pony to take her friend back. They had them and felled them all sides in a ring of diamond dogs. Now, ponies go nowhere! Crowd the lead diamond dog. What you mighty old much won't? Applejack snored, pawing the dirt with her hoof. Because it was trouble you're looking for. You failed it. Gems! Hissed the diamond dog. We need ponies to dig for us in the mines. Twilight blinked. Why do you need ponies? Seems like you're better equipped to handle the task of mining for the earth, if the last 5 minutes have been any indication. The 3 diamond dogs blinked. Dan thought of it. Ponies pull, yes, ponies pull wagons, barked the shortest dog. Wouldn't it be hard for non-diamond dogs to even see underground, or live for that matter? Twilight pressed. Studies have found that ponies are best equipped for survival in habitats that provide clean air, as well circulated, as well as temperatures ranging between... Enough! The dogs covered their ears. Stop criticizing us! Twilight lowered her head. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. It's just that you... The big one moaned, covered his head. Purple Party is still talking. Why is he still talking? So, will you let us go? Sakura asked politely. No disrespect. We didn't mean to show. She nudged Rainbow Dash meaningfully. Isn't that right? Nothing was met by her, sudden flight. Yes, sure, whatever, grumbled the annoyed Pegasus. The diamond dogs looked at each other and went into a quick cuddle. There were hushed whispers and murmurings before they broke apart, facing the party of equines. No! Declared the leader. Striped pony and non-striped pony did not pass till they give us tribute. Oh, I'll give them a tribute, Rainbow Dash said, raising herself on her hind legs and boxing the air with her front ones. AC pawed at the ground, lowering her head as if to charge them. Fluttershy hugged the ground, covering her face. Twilight tugged both of them back with her magic. Come on, you guys! We can't fight all of them! she whispered. Speak for yourself, Rainbow Dash hit back. If you can't stand up to a bunch of dogs, how do you expect us to stop Nightmare Moon? Twilight rolled her eyes. Twilight admitted her objection. Fine, you can take them. But what if some pony gets hurt? We need all of our strength to deal with Nightmare Moon. Dash snorted, but had no retort. Pinkie Pie bounced up to the Diamond Dogs.
What sort of training do you want? Ooh, how about a party? We can have a big doggy party with party fingers, laces like bones, and we can put a pig into the tail of the Diamond Dog and bed for tennis balls and...
AJ yanked Pinkie Pie back to right tail.
Why is it always a tail?
Gems, hissed the dog. You must gems, or we're not going to let you through. Where are we supposed to find gems? Demanded Applejack. Lang things ain't just lying around the everfree forest. You don't suppose you happen to have some sort of magic spell that makes gems out of rocks, do you? Rainbow Dash said to Twilight. Well, there are spells that can transform objects into other objects, but it's only temporary. I don't know if it'll last long enough for us to get away, she whispered. Rarity bit her lip as she concentrated. Her horn shimmered with magic. After a minute, she sighed and sat down, looking depressed.
It's no use.
What is it? Twilight asked, the others looking around to see if Rarity had attempted. The elegant unicorn sighed again deeply.
I never spared a house to find gems. It's what led me to my kitty mark, though I didn't know it at the time. I was checking to see if there were any gems nearby we could dig up and give to those Diamond Dogs.
Applejack asked. Rarity shook her head. Shoot. Looks like we're going to have a fight on our hooves. Rainbow Dash stretched, cracking her neck as she readied herself. Her preparations were cut short by Rarity's soft interjection.
Not necessarily.
She reached up with her host and gently pulled her necklace around her neck. Oh, but Rarity, you can't. It's from your own granny, Applejack whispered, a pain look on her face.
I know,
but the question needs us to move forward more than I need the stone.
And besides,
she gave a wane and a sad smile as she magicked the gem to her eye.
I don't really need it to remember that my grandmother loved me.
The elegant unicorn strode forth. Her head tilted back as she levitated her necklace up high for all the Diamond Dogs to see.
So we assume this is enough for us to pass by.
The dogs didn't answer. They were all looking wide-eyed at the amazing, rainbow-colored gem. Their ears were flattened against their skulls as if simultaneously awed and ashamed to be in front of such beauty. It's beautiful, whispered the short one. The lead dog's eyes went wide as he hesitantly reached out and grabbed, no, caressed the gem within his paws. He cradled it, half turning away from Rarity for fear she might suddenly renege and take their precious gem away. This is the most beautiful gem Diamond Dogs ever see, he whispered, in a hushed tone that still managed to travel across the clearing for all to hear. You give this to us? Rarity closed her eyes and lowered her head in a single nod.
At least I'll know it'll always be appreciated.
She opened her eyes and raised her head to find herself adoringly looked by Diamond Dogs.
Nice pony! Pretty, good pretty Diamond Dogs!
The leader slurped her cheek in a friendly manner.
You're a friend of Diamond Dogs forever. You may pass. Yes, and back again later. Oh, thank you, you wonderful pony!
Rarity gave a weak grin as her eyes slightly twisted to sensation of Diamond Dog drool on her cheek and their hot breath on her nose. After one last group hug, the Diamond Dogs, clutching their new treasure, leaped back into their holes and filled them up again. Instantly, the rest of the group made their way to Rarity. Are you okay? Rainbow Dash asked. Rarity?
Yes, I'm fine, just fine.
Rarity's voice was light, airy even.
Why wouldn't I be?
Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie gave her a hug on either side. Applejack removed her hat. Rarity, I know how important it is to have something your kinfolk to remember them by. How about for the rest of my trip, you can wear my hat? Shooting the Earth Pony a grateful smile and nod, Rarity levitated Applejack's hat onto her head.
Not the most stylish, but undoubtedly functional,
was her judgment.
Thank you.
So, think you'll be okay? Applejack asked.
I said so, didn't I?
Rarity replied in non-answer.
There's something a wise pony once told me. When you're giving love away, love will come again to stay. What you give is what you gain when you pass it on.
Sakura nodded approvingly at the wisdom and the way it was conveyed. With a gentle wicker, she urged the group on forward. Just for a Rainbow Dash took to the sky, she heard Applejack ask where to see her to sing from. The last thing she heard was Rarity's answer.
For my grandmother, of course. Who else?
Once more, the party was on their way through the great tracts of the Everfree Forest. Rainbow Dash, for a change, decided to walk with the rest of the group instead of flying above them. Her eye kept trailing to Rarity, who walked with a quiet dignity, trying to conceal her pain at what she had to sacrifice. Rainbow Dash was in the throes of cognitive dissonance, a phrase she had never had to use. She had tried to grapple with her two images of Rarity. On one hoof, prim and prissy prima donna and fashionista. On the other hoof, caring, generous, and even capable of deep sacrifice. And Pinkie Pie. How could a pony that random and seemingly detached from reality be capable of spreading so much joy that she effectively managed to counter or drown out the worst moments of her life? What was the deal with these ponies? Why were they sticking by her like this? So lost in her thoughts that Rainbow Dash didn't even notice when every pony else stopped. She had kept going ahead until she felt herself being tugged by her tail. Hold up there, Rainbow! Applejack said around a move of a roll of Rainbow. Because he had grip, she just her head at her. Were you planning on taking a dip? Dash looked ahead, about 3 feet from setting a hoof into a large river. She had nearly walked into it without even noticing. She coughed. Ahem! I knew it was there the whole time. Rainbow smiled weakly. Of course you did, AJ agreed amiably.
Oh, jeepers!
Pinkie Pie said as he peered over the river.
That's a river refreshment. A lake of liquids. A whole lot of water. Hey, does any pony else suddenly need to use the bathroom?
She made a face. Sidestepping, Sakura looked across the river. Bless this confounded mist! I cannot even see the other side of this!
It's really far away,
Fluttershy said meekly. Too far to swim, AJ agreed. I don't think most of y'all could make it across, no offense. Twilight nodded. None taken. We don't even know what lives in that water. She looked at it critically. I can't teleport across it either if I can't see the other side. I'd either come up shore and end up mid-river, or overshoot it and end up teleporting into a rock or tree or something. Nothing's stopping me from flying over, Rainbow Dash shrugged. I could carry you guys. All of us. All the way across the river? Twilight was incredulous. I'm sure you could carry a couple of us across. Well, we can't see the either side. If you get tired or your grip slips even once, some pony could fall in. Sakura nodded. Splitting up would be unwise, especially if we are split onto 2 different sides. Dash snorted. Okay, so we can't swim, teleport, and fly across. What's left? Bucket! Applejack announced, to incredulous stares. She walked over to a nearby tree, a weeping willow that hung out over the river. She started kicking at the trunk. Her hose lashed out again and again until the drooping tree tipped over and fell into the river with a splash. AJ saw her companions and grinned. Well, what are y'all waiting for? A written invitation? She let out a whoop and leapt onto the fallen tree. We're gonna ride this thing all the way across the river. Applejack, you're brilliant! Twilight exclaimed as she leapt onto the tree. Pinkie bounced over with ease, and Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash landed breezily onto the trunk. Sakura had to gently nudge and prod Rarity onto getting on the wet, dirty trunk, but she eventually did. And we're off! Rainbow Dash cried as she started flapping her wings, helping to navigate the ungainly vessel. Give me some wing power, Fluttershy! The yellow Pegasus squeaked.
Oh, okay, but it's not gonna be much.
With the two of them flapping, they managed to more or less steer the tree toward the other side of the river, managed to put some distance between them and the other side. The mist that clung to the river's surface had enveloped the bank they had launched from. Now they couldn't see either side of the river. It was all water and mist as far as they could see. Leastway, the water's smooth, Applejack said, when Rainbow commented on it. No sooner had the words left her mouth than when the tree was suddenly rocked hard. Wow, Nelly! She called. Every pony, hold on to a branch! Ah! Rarity shrieked as the water splashed over her.
Well, my mane!
Is the water getting rough? Rainbow Dash asked, deciding to stick with her companions on the tree, even though she could easily fly off and avoid turbulence. Twilight shook her head. That would have been the tree rocking. No, the water's so smooth. I think something's hitting us! Sakura pointed with a hoof. Everybody looked to see ripples in the water, and a dark shape just below the surface, swiftly approaching their makeshift ship. It collided, sending tremors all along the leaves of the tree.
I'm getting dizzy,
Fluttershy said woodsily. Here come more of them! Twilight said, seeing a half-dozen dark shapes cutting swiftly through the water. Rainbow Dash managed to shout, Hang on! Before the impact. The tree turned on its side, pitching 7 inkwines into the cold river. Rainbow spurred, spitting out water as he surfaced.
Every pony all right?
She called, her soaked mane scaring her vision.
I'm okay.
She heard Pinkie Pie call.
Who wants to have a splash fight? We get woof.
Rainbow Dash sighed. Grateful some pony else had put her hoof down. Or in, as the case may be.
Thanks, AJ.
Lights were rolled. Dear pony called. I didn't do nothing. Rarity?
Twilight?
Rainbow Dash asked, hearing a pair of nose drift her way. Looking around, she saw Sakura treading water. She was going to say something, but was suddenly submerged. Dash looked confused as Sakura burst out of the air, spitting water and taking a breath of air.
Sakura! What?
Suddenly, Deceiver went under again, not diving under. Rainbow realized with horror, but pulled under.
Something's in the water!
She called right before it felt the tug on her hind leg.
What's that move?
There was hardly any time to close her mouth before she was tugged under. She kicked her hose around furiously, but the water made her movements feel slow and lethargic. Still, whoever pulled her under had shaken her off. Rainbow looked around. After flying at blinding speeds and through all sorts of rare, seeing through the water wasn't much of a challenge for her. She saw Sakura and the others being dragged down by their tails, by their hose, by fake seas darting through the water. Fins, tails, and flippers, and... No, it couldn't be. Rainbow Dash felt her eyes widen. Something tugged on her and she turned to herself to find staring face to face with the impossible. A pony face attached to a fish-like body, snarling at her with a jaw full of little sharp teeth, and angrily burned at her through the wire.
Shoo-be-doo!
Rainbow Dash struggled fiercely, trying to bat the pony fish thing away. But where her movements were sluggish and clumsy under the wire, the creatures were lithe and nimble. What's more, it had help. Even as one of them was pulling down by her tail, another attacked from above to shove her down to the depths. Even more soon, joining in, yanking at her limbs, and forcing her down. Looking around, she saw that the others were being pulled down as well. Frustrated, Rainbow tried to either let out a scream or bite at one of her attackers, only to be rewarded by a semi-prehensile tail wrapped around her muzzle for her trouble. Her legs burned for air as she reflectively tried to open her mouth, desperate to fill her lungs, only to find that the tail around her muzzle had constricted further. Rainbow looked up at the surface pleadingly, grateful in the knowledge that no pony would even notice her crying. She didn't want to die. This wasn't how she was supposed to go. She was Rainbow Dash. She belonged to the air, not at the bottom of the river. Strangely enough, though, that wasn't even her biggest regret. Her biggest regret was that she had failed Celestia, failed Shining Armor, failed Ditsy-Doo and her daughter, failed Equestria. Worst, she had dragged Twilight, Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and even Sakura with her on this doomed trip. Her fault. If only a bit more firm. I told them they should have stayed in Ponyville. She closed her eyes. Guys, I'm so sorry. Her hose hit the riverbed. Rainbow's fizzes swam. Ironic, some corner of her mind mused, from the lack of air. She looked up to see a whole swarm, or school she supposed, of the creatures circling around her and her friends. They were swimming faster and faster. Rainbow blanked out for a minute. When she came to, she was lying on the cold, hard ground at the bottom of the river. Reflexively, she opened her mouth to take a deep breath. It wasn't until a few seconds later that her brain had booted up to realize that she should have been choking on water. But what was it? The fish pony things were gone. That wasn't the only thing. There was no water.
What the hey?
That's exclaimed she got up and took a breath. She wrinkled her nose. It smelled fishy, moldy, and cold, but it was still there. Her mane and tail was dripping wet, as was her coat, which she corrected by shaking herself out. Looking around, she saw a giant bubble shimmering around her. Outside, she saw the wire, and the creatures cautiously circling around it. Experimentally, she gently pushed her hoof at the edge. It wobbled, but held firm. Weird. A groan lured her attention to her friends as they stirred themselves. Rainbow darted over.
Every pony all right? Sakura?
The missing Seaver spat a mouthful of water.
My thanks for your concern, but if I have injuries, they cannot be discerned.
Her mohawk drooped slightly, but somehow managed to be more or less insane. Rarity shuddered, cold and wet and appalled at her mane.
My hair!
She moaned, tugging Applejack's borrowed head over her eyes.
Don't look at me!
Oh, for the love of... Applejack shook herself dry. showering her companions with droplets of water. You're fat! Fluttershy daintily sneezed. Ugh! Even her sneezes are graceful!
Oh my, it's so cold down here.
She looked up at the riverbed, just beyond a bubble of air.
Well, I could spend time with so many animals if I stay here. Maybe we should have an underwater party!
Pinkie Pie shouts up.
Shoot, I forgot my swimsuit.
Pinkie? Twilight was confused. Why would you even... She saw the look every pony else was giving her. I shouldn't be questioning this, should I? No! Came the unanimous reply. Rainbow Dash stroked her wings, shaking the water out of her feathers. Okay, enough sightseeing! We need to figure out a way out of here! Easier said than done, Sugar Cube. Applejack looked up. I even like swam straight up. I don't know if we can reach the surface in time. And that's not counting those fishy things trying to pull us down again. Fluttershy raised her huff.
Excuse me.
Twilight, how about you poofing us to the surface? Poofing? Lavender Unicorn repeated incredulously. That's what you're calling it now?
I'm sorry, but...
Fluttershy tried again. Can you do it or not? Rainbow Dash demanded of Twilight, not even hearing Fluttershy. I don't know. I never tried teleporting this many ponies through that much water. I don't know how that could affect... What? Fluttershy yelled, barely reaching a normal volume. It still managed to draw the attention of every pony and zebra present.
Oh, sorry, but these sea ponies are watching us.
She said in a hushed tone.
I think they're waiting for something.
Rainbow Dash snorted. Oh, they are, huh? She marched up to the barrier and looked out at the ugly creatures. Not struggling for life and breath made it easier to get a good look at them. They had the head of a typical pony, or other equine, and a few missed the gills on either side of the neck. They would close tight and then slid outwards, to close again in a steady rhythm. Their eyes were slightly bulging, and as they opened their mouths, Rainbow saw rows of tiny sharp teeth. The rest of their body was idly curved, jutting back and then forward, then ending in an eel-like tail. What do you want? Dash demanded. Can you even talk? The pony head pushed forward until it breached the barrier and the river in air. Rainbow shirked back, was half expecting the river to pour in through the bubble. Instead, the sea pony looked at her blinking, bulging eyes. We talk. It gurgled and slurred a somewhat feminine voice. I will dance. It burbled, then quickly darted its head back into the river, only to re-emerge a second later. Did you do this? Twilight stepped forward, indicating the air bubble of her horn. Did you make it so we could breathe down here? Yes, hissed Wave Dancer. Not once ponies cat. She added as an afterthought. Rainbow extended her wings. What's that supposed to mean? She demanded. You drowned us so you could save us, only you so you could drown us later? What is your problem? The sea pony retreated back into the water and began to convert with one of its fellows. From behind the bubble, they heard a rushing flow of burbling sounds. The second one barked in harsh laughter as Wave Dancer poked her head into the bubble. Not all drown, she explained, narrowing her eyes. You looked me. Did Willadry? Rainbow was incredulous. What about it? What's the big deal? This was apparently the wrong thing to say, as it sent Wave Dancer's fins flapping in agitation. She darted back out again. Ponies are going to eat you. Ponies, black rivers, townships, doing spider crowds, and the snakes, and the sea ponies. She retreated back into the water again. Quite my son. Skulls of sea ponies and you're down. So you're just going to drown us over a tree? Rainbow snorted. Wave Dancer nodded. No pony did it! Rainbow lied breezily. We found the tree lying on the bank and decided to use it for a boat. We just wanted to get to the other side, not down the river. Wave Dancer burbled, somehow carrying skepticism.
We are thumbs, ponies get down,
Rainbow reared up and took a swing at Wave Dancer, who ducked back into the water at the last moment. No way! Wave Dancer wriggled her way up and parked her head into the top of the bubble.
Sea ponies control that. We're holding it back for a while. Not forever. Tell us or bubble break your ponies all to it.
Rainbow Dash took a breath. Is that so? Well, else mine! Every pony turned to see Applejack raising her head as she headed for the barrier. I did it! I knocked over your tree and I'm powerful sorry. Let my friends go. Applejack, shut up! Rainbow Dash hissed angrily, only to have the park pony ignore her. The sea pony looked confused. At least that's what every pony observing thought. She stepped back to the water to burble and cackle at the other sea ponies before re-emerging at eye level. Yes, ma'am. AJ nodded. As the sea pony. Applejack straightened herself up and looked her right in the eye. I was raised not to tell fibs or to let some other pony take the blame for my mistakes. If it means you let my friends go, then do what you want with me. I did it, and I did it alone. Wave Dancer said nothing. After ducking back into the water again, she stared at the orange-earth pony. No, I ain't! AJ flicked her tail. What Rainbow said about not letting us flying to the end of the river was true. We only wanted to cross the river to get to the old palace so we could stop an evil pony from liking it now forever. You must have noticed that the sun should have been up by now. Wave Dancer hesitated.
That's true.
Her flippers shook in hesitation.
That's wrong. Moon is such a place of characters.
She bit her lip.
Ponies go. Hero facts.
Yes, ma'am. Applejack said again. I promise you that. We'll fix this whole forever now thing. And I'll plant some new trees by the river. Y'all like apples? Sea Pony tilted her head, considering this.
What you swear by?
Wave Dancer asked, and she took a breath. By my heart, hoof, and bone. By my family and my home. By all the apple trees I've planted, and my kin have planted for generations out of mine. We will make everything right. And I do mean everything. She gave a lame smile. If that means you let my friends go, I'll agree to come back and let you do whatever you want with me. AJ! Rainbow Dash stuck her tail with her teeth. Stop! That wasn't with the tail. Let go, Rainbow! She flicked her tail free and gently tapped the Cyan Pace's muzzle with it. This is the way it has to be. Rainbow Dash lifted and tackled Applejack to the muddy ground between them. No chance! I'm not gonna let you throw your life away! Applejack struggled, pulling the Pegasus into the mud with her. Dang it, Rainbow! The two ponies wrestled with each other as every pony, she and Soar, looked on. Only their struggle was interrupted by a flood of water, tearing the two ponies apart. As they coughed and spat, they looked up to see Wave Dancer, a dribble of water leaking from her lip. She barked, "See ponies excited." Every pony waited in intense anticipation.
Where go ponies go? Go free.
Sea ponies in the river clapped their flippers and dove in circles expressing their joy.
Where go go to the river? If you scoop right, and let the tree, all us will get on.
Pinky cheered.
Thank you. You're the best sea ponies ever.
She reached out and managed to hug Wave Dancer through the bubble. The confused sea pony struggled until she relented, playing Pinky's back over flippers. What's her final victor?
You stand together like real school sea ponies. Come, eat some pony, grab sea pony. We take you to the surface. Get right down the river.
1, 2, 3, 4. Call upon the sea ponies when you're in distress. Helpful as can be ponies, just simply signal SOS. Rainbow Dash was more hesitant than the others in accepting the good word of the ponies that had been threatening to drown a few minutes later. but as soon as she found herself standing at the edge of the bubble with the others. Each one of themselves found them paired with a sea pony, all with nautical sounding names like Surf Dancer, Billow, or Wave Rider. Each turned around to let the sea ponies gently wrap their hose around the sea ponies' slender necks, and, after making sure the shore ponies had taken a deep breath, sought upwards toward the surface. They breached the water, still clinging to their sea pony companions. So, called Twilight, are you going to swim us to the other side? Wave Dancer, who was unattached, leading the school sea pony, shook her head.
Some pony is,
Rarity asked, pushing her big dragon mane out of her face. Charles Wave Dancer. She barked a chirping, bubbling call that echoed across the river. The answer was not long in coming. A serpentine purple form rose out of the river, circling around the ponies with its long body. A head soon emerged, resplendent with a lioness orange mane of hair casting down from his head, and from its shiny form came the most unique voice that the ponies could have ever expected.
Oh, heavens! Such delightful little ponies! Oh, I just love the accessories on the striped one! Oh, fantastic!
He practically cooed. Rainbow face-huffed. You gotta be kidding! No Rainbow, and strangely enough, this is probably the 5th appearance of Stephen Magnet on the show.
All aboard!
Came the animal serpent's call. The sea ponies deposited their passengers right alongside the serpent so they could climb aboard. Even Rainbow, though he groaned all the while, the sea serpent half swam, half slithered across the water, and with the ponies' his car clinging onto his back. The sea ponies were apparently heading in the same direction, for they followed on either side. Rainbow Dash turned to the pony sitting behind her. This was Applejack.
Applejack?
Yes, Sir Nakuya?
AJ, what you did back there, what you were willing to do for us, that was awesome. Just awesome.
Oh, shucks. AJ winked. You thought I was just a pretty face, didn't you? Rainbow smirked.
I never thought you were a pretty face, period, so, no.
The two shared a chuckle before Dash turned serious again.
You were willing to?
You don't need to say it, Applejack said quietly. I'm just as soon glad that I didn't have to. A nod.
You're not the only one.
There was a pregnant pause. Rainbow Dash licked her lips before asking.
Why step forward like that?
Because it was the truth. The answer was simple but firm. I was the one who bucked the tree over, so it was my job to come forward. But I couldn't let y'all pay the price for something I did.
But, Rainbow Dash protested, you didn't have to! They could have been bluffing. There was no way they heard you bucking the tree front down that deep in the river.
AJ shrugged. Maybe not. Either way, I couldn't take that chance. Not when my action put other opponents at risk. Besides, it was the truth. My granny always said that honesty was the best policy. Not just because it's the right thing. Well, you show folks that you're honest. It makes them more liable to be honest with you, or at least respect you. Once you got the respect, things tend to go a lot smoother. Rainbow exhaled.
Telling the truth could have gotten you killed.
Well, I'll reckon so, AJ agreed. I always figured my mouth would be the end of me. Well, seems to me that we're on our way to stop the wickedest evil there is.
I don't think so.
If we want to stop her, then I think we had to be better than good. That we wouldn't want to resort to Nightmare Moon's bag of tricks. Lying, cheating, stealing, whatnot. We'd be her using her own methods saying, well, what's the point? Leastways, that's how it seems to me. Make sense, honey?
Yeah,
Rainbow Dash shrugged. I guess. Not a deep thinker, I reckon, Applejack teased.
Oh, and you are?
Rainbow stuck her tongue out at Applejack and laughed.
I'm more of a deep action pony.
Applejack pointed at something in front of Dash.
Well, you fight, see so too.
Rainbow turned just in time to see Sakura, riding the head of the sea serpent, reach a hoof into her bag of tricks, and pull a hoof bell of power. She cast it behind her in a wide arc, letting the wind and motion carry it back to the 6 ponies behind her.
Rexa Kuriko Fer Paturus. Rexa Kuriko Fer Paturus.
Oh, I know that reference! That's Harry Potter! She muttered a forgotten tongue. Girls, why are you all looking at me like that?
You said the joke wrong.
Right. Sorry. I got that. I got that reference.
Piggy blinked. Ooh, pretty words. I want to try them. Frickin' frackin' firecracker, she's boom bah!
She waved her hose in the air wildly. At least it's not gonna lie yawn.
Oh, I guess I'm a sleepy pinky.
She mumbled as she curled up on her skillet boat and nestled her head down.
Night, every pony. Oh my, I'm feeling tired too.
Fluttershy yawned, prompting Rarity and Twilight to do the same. Rainbow Dash fought the urge to sleep. Fezzy sat restlessly. You awake, Applejack? Yeah, Her pony fought back a yawn. I'll eat a pony to fall down napping on the job.
Yeah? Well, neither am I!
Rainbow boasted.
Bet you fall asleep before I do!
You're on! Their competition didn't last long before Sakura started softly swaying and singing something in her native tongue. Even though they didn't know a word of it, every pony who heard of it understood. It was a song of hope and longing. It was a faraway home and deep loneliness. Around the sea surfing, the sea pony sang, softly humming the shooby-doos. Soon it became the backdrop for a sea pony song, and somehow perfectly complemented the chorus, even matching the tune. Sleep well tonight, and may the water claw us float you to a land of happy dreaming. Sail you to port and past the golden ark. Port where the streams of feed you to the streaming. Pillow deep and listen to the softer drops. Gentle rains that patter on chimney tops. Hush now, that the clock is calming sweet lullabies. Here's waterfall is rhyming. It's time to close your eyes. And that's what exactly Rainbow Dash and Applejack found themselves doing. Their eyelids inexorably drawing close. Praise song, AJ rumbled in a trance.
Sure is.
Rainbow Dash agreed. After a moment, she mumbled, AJ? After a moment, the Earth Pony's soft answer, yeah?
If I ever suddenly break out into a song,
Rainbow Dash said,
punch me hard.
You got it, Sugar Cube, chuckled AJ sleepily. Not Sugar Cube.
Night.
Girls, this is a pony fic. Breaking it out into song is almost required by law at this point!